Hello, all. Welcome back to my YouTube channel Mukesh Tech Up. So this is the second video for implementing the artificial neural network from the scratch using the Keras TensorFlow. So here you can see basically neural network consists of the input layer, then hidden layers, then the output layer. So input layer is something like the humans sensing organism. For example, suppose I want to sense something using my eyes. I can see directly. If I want to listen something, I can use my ears. So this is the first layer. It's called the input layer. That is for the feeding the data to the input layer. After feeding the data to the input layer, the input goes to the hidden layer. There the computation goes into the progress, or I can say the computations takes place there, and where the input will get multiplied to the some bias or some weight, and we will be adding some bias term on that one, and after that there would be a one activation function for activating the particular neuron. After activating that neuron, this entire results wx plus b would be processed and it will be feed to the next hidden layer, right? After that complete formation for these data, then we will predict the output, and in the output layer again we will use the activation functions. So the activation functions, I will create a separate video what all are the activations functions and which one we has to use. So let's go from the scratch for implementing this artificial neural network. So let me jump over to the this Google Colab. Instead of if you want, you have a local repository or local setup, you can use this Anaconda Jupyter notebook, but directly I'm using this Google Colab. So first of all, I'm using here the required libraries, pandas library, numpy, and for the implementing the artificial neural network, the TensorFlow, right? So I'm just running this cell, and here we can see we will be importing all the required libraries. So green signal is coming here, so we can see it's already executed. So now if we want to see like which is the TensorFlow version I am using here, so let me run here and we'll see we are using the 2.6 version. Now the next part is we need to import the data set, right? So the earlier videos I already showed you which is the data we need to use. So basically churn model file, CSV file we need to use here, right? So you can see in the X I have created two variable X and Y. So in the X I took only the features, those are relevant to the model. So all the data which is required for the model training phase. So let me run before that let me show you what all are the data contains. So here let me run this data. You will see, so in the notes it's a data set. So let me run this data set. Yes, so here we will see this row number, customer ID, this surname. So these are not required, right? So only the essential part, essential features is required. We took only the X variable. So data set I took iLoc for locking the series and the sequence based on the index, and I did the entire rows, entire series from the column number 3, and I am expecting I am expecting the till second last column, right? So -1 indicates here I'm not including the last column, I am excluding that column. So the last column, whether the customer is going to stay or say goodbye, that column I'm taking in the Y variable, right? Now let's move to the next part, encoding categorical data. So here you can see in the data set we have, see here you can see the geographic location is also categorical, right? Whether it's a country name, France, Germany or Spain. So but model can't understand these categorical descriptions. We need to make we need to encode these, right? Here gender also male and female, we need to encode this one. So for encoding this one, what I'm using this label encoder, right? So I imported label encoder from the sklearn preprocessing, and I created one object. this is the object level encoder, and I created one reference for that one, LE, level encoder. So this level encoder, if you will see the data set above, if you will go through the index and see here, I have divided the data set into the x and y. So the x variable, if you will run the x here, let me run this x. Yeah, so here you will see the 619 is the first one. Here the 619 is the 0th index, friends is the first index, and female and male is the second index, right? Because in Python index is starting from the 0, right? So I took the x column and I applied fit underscore transform, because guys, understand here there are two differences in the fit underscore transform and fit method. So fit underscore transform basically we use at the time of training phase, where it will calculate x minus mu divided by sigma standard deviation, right? So something that kind of calculations it will do. So I'm doing a fit underscore transform here, and only the columns, which is the column, only second column, second is the gender column, right? So if I'll run this column and you will see, if I'll print x, then you will see the 1010, right? So in this format it will be converted. So, but again we have a other categorical column, that is geographic location. So for that one I applied a different approach for that one. So here what I did, I imported column transformer, right? sklearn.compose import column transformer, and again I imported one hot encoder, right? The next one is the one hot encoder. So if you will see the column, I created one reference for the column transformer, and if you will see the library, or you can see the description for this column transformer, you will get to know it will accept the transformers a list of parameters. So in the list of parameters, what I am passing here, I'm just giving encoder, one hot encoder. So this one hot encoder, I created one reference for that one encoder, and the columns for which we want to transform. So in the data set, in the X data set, you will see the France, the Spain, these are the index 1, right? And remainder equals to pass through. So this is the parameter where this says that apart from this passed column, this is the column first, geographic description, apart from this column, all the columns by default would be dropped, right? And after that I'm doing a fit underscore transform on this X features, right? The variable X, and again I'm assigning it back to the X variable. So after that, if you will print this one, then you will see the first variable, if you will see in the data set, the first was the France, then Spain, then Germany, something like that, right? So you will see the France, so it is 1.0. In this column we don't have Spain and Germany, so these two fields would be 0, 0. In next, see France, Spain, Germany, right? So Spain, if you will see the ascending order, the Spain would be the last one. So here the France 0, Germany 0, and Spain would be 1. So like that it will divide. The next step is splitting the dataset into the training and test set for giving to the model. So what I did, I called the train test split from the model selection package, and I splitted the data. So I passed here X, the data feature variables, the Y, that is the output, if I'll say the vector format, and the test size is 0.2, right, 20%, and random state equals to 0, so we won't get any fluctuations in the next runs. After that we have to apply the feature scaling, guys. So feature scaling basically important, it's for keeping or making all the variables to the same standard, right? So from the pre-processing package I import a standard scaler, and I gave the data X train and X test. If you will see here, when I split the data, I created X train, X test, Y train, Y test, right? So I gave X train and X test here. So this is the phase 1, guys, or I can say the part 1, where we did all the data pre-processing steps, right? In the next part 2, here I'm doing a building the artificial neural network. Guys, just hold on, let me switch on the lights. Yeah, so in the next part, building the artificial neural network, first of all we need to understand how we need to start, or how we can start from the very basic, what approach we should follow. So you will see here in the diagram what is happening. The first one is the input layer, second one is the hidden layer, right? So first of all, the main important task is we need to initialize the layers. So for layer initialization purpose, guys, there is a one class, sequential class, that is present inside the Keras TensorFlow.keras.models. Inside that, this sequential class exists, right? So this sequential class allows us to create or form a clusters for the set of layers. So the layers which we want to add, for them we need to create the cluster. So here we created one reference variable. For this one, I set it to ANN, artificial neural network. Now I need to add a input layer and hidden layer. So guys, first of all, we need to understand how many layers we need to add. So in the data set, if you will go here, and in the data set you will see we started from the credit score, right? Credit score up to the last one, estimated salary. So these are the input features. These are the input features which we need to create, right? And the last one exited, this is the Y column, that would be that we will predict. So let me go to again my this Colab notebook. So here what I'm doing, again I'm taking this ANN because this is the reference for this sequential class, this ANN. Then there is a one add method. Inside the add method, I need to add the layers, right? So what I'm doing, tf.keras.layers.dense, and inside the dense there are some parameters basically we need to pass. So units equals to 6. So guys, these are the 6. Let me tell you understand. So hidden layer, you will see the 1 2 3 4, right? But here in our data set you will see from the credit score 1 2 3 4 5 6, but these are more than 6. So guys, there is a no thumb rule here. We need to change here from 5 to 6 to 7 8, and I tried and I take a decision for making it as 6, right? And here guys, still we haven't completed it. We need to pass the activation functions. So the activation function would be ReLU, rectified linear unit. So as I mentioned, there are different type of activation functions we need to use in the hidden layers and the output layer, right? After that, I'm just adding the second layer. So here same, nothing I did, same layer, same code I added here, the entire I did copy paste here, and I added the second layer. So far I have added 2 layers, right? After adding these 2 layers, if you will see in the diagram, the next one is the output layer. So guys, just decide here, the output layer contains how many layers we need to add here in the output layer, if you will see. So as I mentioned, in our data set you will see the output contains as a binary output, right? Whether it says 0 or 1, it's predicting, right? Yes or no, yes or no. So only one layer we need to add, right? So for that one, what I did, I just did same code, I repeated again, the units equals to 1. Why units equals to 1? Because I'm having only one output layer, and the activation function equals to sigmoid I'm using here, right? Now the third parts come into this picture is for training the artificial neural network. So now we have initialized the input layer, the dense layer, or I can say the fully connected layer, the hidden layers, and we formed the output layer. Now what is next? The formation of our neural network, it's completed. Architecture wise it's got completed, but we need to train this architecture so it can learn itself, right? So self it can learn from the data. So for that one we need to train this artificial neural network. So for that one what I did, from the ANN there is a straightforward method, that is compile, right? Inside that we have to pass this optimizer. So if you have heard or you have any idea, previous idea on this gradient descent algorithm for the that is used for optimization purpose, for finding the minimum local minima for the particular point, and we are calculating the slope and tangent on that one. So this is the ADAM function, ADAM optimizer, for optimizing the hyperparameter, right? And the loss is means when one epoch is getting completed in the forward direction, when it's getting completed, and again we are reverting it back to the feeding back to the initial, to the adjusting the weight, then what is the loss? Because we are already we have a given set of data, right? The output, suppose I got one output as 5, but instead of 5 the actual was 5.5. so what is the error? 0.5, right? So those kind of loss we need to calculate, and here we are using binary cross entropy. If it is a categorical, then we need to use categorical cross entropy, but we are dealing with the binary, so I'm using binary cross entropy. And matrices equals to accuracy, because in next part I will find out the accuracy, what is the accuracy for this one. So after that it's compiled. After the compiling we need to train the artificial neural network. So for that one I'm just doing a fit method over there, right? So guys, just understand here, in the previous step I used fit underscore transform, but here in the training phase I'm just using fit method, right? Because we don't want to compute standard deviation or mu equals to 0 something, right? Because I don't want to change the parameters or the variables, scaled variables. So here I'm passing x underscore train, y underscore train, that is already scaled, right? Already we did a standardization on that one, and batch underscore size equals to 32. So guys, this is a basically batch size, it will divide into the 32. This is the basically, and by default you can take this one, and epoch equals to 100. So this is the basically training phase, how long it will go. So when I will run this one, you will see here 100 times it will go, but you will see on the 20th, here you will see at the 20th iteration accuracy it's like 0.85, I mean 85% accuracy we are getting here. So the 20 epoch is should be fine, but I gave epoch is 100, right? And finally you will see at the 100th iteration we are getting the accuracy as 86%, right? So here this training phase is completed, guys. So how, it's a very simple, guys, it's a very simple. I haven't tuned here in the hyperparameter optimization and all. It's a very simple architecture where we decided the input layer, the hidden layer and the output layer, right? We feed the input, we train the network. Now what is next? We need to give the data to this network, and we will predict whether the output which we are getting it's a correct or not. So in the from the predictions phase we can see the 86%, out of 100 we are getting 86 record as corrected. So guys, just put a hands on this one, and it's a very complex thing we need to understand. Out of 100 we are getting the 86 correct record. So suppose we are dealing with the big data, right? So out of 1000 I'll say I'm getting the 860 results as corrected. It's a huge amount and it's a good prediction, right? So here the accuracy is 86%. Now this is the assignment guy. Let me tell you very forward that one. So basically this is the one test record. So this geography location equals to France, customer credit is score equals to 600, gender equals to male, age equals to 40, tenure equals to 300, balance $60,000, 60,000, number of products 2. Does this customer contains the credit card? Yes or no? Is this a active member or estimated salary, right? So this is the parameter directly we need to feed to the artificial neural network, and we will see whether this customer will stay in this bank or it will leave, right? So here you will see this geographic location, it's a categorical, right? But we need to convert. See, so for France, if you will go here, wherever we converted, and you will see for the France what is the value. So here you will see, yeah, for France here the value is 1.0, 0.0, 0.0, right? So France, Germany, first one is the France, second one is the Germany, third one is the Spain, right? So for the France value is 1.0. Now let's do the prediction part. Here what I'm doing, here I'm just doing ANN dot predict, here I'm fitting ST dot transform, right? Why ST dot transform, guys? Because we need a transformation on that one, because the input data which already we fed to the network, that is transformed, right? We did a standard scalar on that one. So this prediction data also needs to be passed through the transform itself, right? So here what I'm doing, the first input data is for the geographic location, right? Again we pass the required data and the salary, right? So here what I'm doing, let me remove this one greater than 0.5. Now let me run this one. So NN is not defined. Okay, so guys, I need to run through this entire sheet again. So if I will run entire, let me go here, where is ANN, right? So it says it's haven't, because the green symbol it's not there, right? So we need to, yeah, up to here it was ran. Let me do from here onwards. It's correct, printed the value of X, and now let me run this one hot encoding for geographic location. Let me print the variable X, what it contains. So here we will see it's covered or completed all the transformations for the categorical variables. Now we are splitting the data set into test and train. I'm just running this one, so it will divide the data set into X train, X test, Y train, Y test. After that I'm applying a feature scaling on that one, just to maintain all the variables within the same scale. Now this is for building the artificial neural network, where we need to initialize the layers and all, right? So already we have seen this one, and this is the hidden layer. This is the next second hidden layer, where I'm using this activation function as ReLU, and inside the output layer I'm using the activation function as sigmoid, and the size or the length for this layer, that is the 1, right? Units equals to 1. This is the training part, where we need to compile. First of all we need to compile this artificial neural network paradigm. Here after the compilation for this one, we need to train, right? So I'm just feeding the data X train, Y train, and batch size equals to 32 and epoch equals to 100. So it will train the entire network within a given data, and the data is also transformed using the standard scalar techniques, right? So see, it is going through the epochs, right? And you will see the accuracy is slightly increasing. So this is the 57th iterations, 63. So we'll see at the end, when it will come to the 100, what would be the accuracy for this model. Yeah, so we are getting the 86% accuracy, right? So again let's pass the data which we want to predict. So here I'm just giving the data just to predict the output for this one. So here you can see, let me remove this one 0.5. See, we are getting 0.02, matlab I means it's 20% chance, right? So it's closer to 0. So if I'll say greater than 0.5, I'm giving a threshold value. If this value is above that one, that means that customer will leave, else it will remain same. So we'll see what would be the output. So it says false, that means it's 0. True means once, false means 0. So the customer will remain the same. So this either the case we can consider. If we want to make like customer wanted to leave the bank, we want that prediction as 0, we can take that one, and the vice versa, whatever we can take, right? So this is the simple architecture for the designing the artificial neural network, how we need to create the layers and how to feed the data to the network, guys. So in the next video I will cover the confusion matrix creation for this one, and they will say how much the total accuracy we are getting here, right? So thank you so much, guys. Stay tuned for the next video.